start thinking what are the investment options available to us in today's environment, today's world. The word investment simply means which gives you the return, which increases your purchasing power, or size of money. For the sake of simplicity, we can say investment is simply which gives you return and which increases your purchasing power or your size of money. Now think about what are the investment options available with us nowadays. If you will see, as far as options are concerned for the purpose of investment, there are various asset categories and there are two broad asset categories. One is the financial assets and second is the physical assets. For the purpose of investment, we have two broad categories, financial assets and physical assets. Now, as far as financial assets are concerned, means it is intangible in nature. It simply means either you have a certificate for that investment or it is kept in demat form, electronic form, in demat account. So financial assets, when we talk about the financial assets, we have shares of the companies. Can you remember how many companies are there in India who offer their shares in the market? So there are lakhs of companies nowadays who are available in the market, whose shares are available for the purpose of investment. As simply debentures of companies, there are again lakhs of thousands of companies, they offer debentures for the purpose of investment. Bonds of companies, bonds of government organizations, these are the investment opportunities. These are the options for the purpose of investment. Similarly, you have a bank account. In bank account, there is an option FD, आप fixed deposit कर सकते हैं. There are different accounts also. So now these are the financial assets which are available in the market for the purpose of investment. And there are lakhs of companies, thousands of companies who offer shares, debentures, bond. There are banks who offer FDs. These are the financial assets because they are the intangible in nature. Now, come to physical assets. When we talk about the physical assets for the purpose of investment, we have again several choices. There is a real estate market, there is a property market, and as far as choices are concerned, can you compile the choices available in the real estate? Because there are different categories of the properties available in the market. There are piece of land, there are builder's flat, independent house. There are so many options. Secondly, we have gold, gem and jewelry. We have commodities, lots of commodities for the purpose of investment. We can invest in the agriculture produce. And we have fine arts or antique items. Fine arts, again, there is a market for the investment. Those who understand the fine arts, those who understand the valuation of the antique pieces. So these are the physical assets, means they have a physical, they are tangible in nature. Physical asset means they are tangible in nature. Now see, here the problem starts. We have lots of financial assets for the purpose of investment. We have lots of choices in the physical assets for the purpose of investment. And here the problem starts. The problem is with so many investment options, हमारे पास इतने ज़्यादा investment options हैं, choices हैं, asset class है. So now the first problem which we face is the lack of knowledge. जो सबसे पहली problem होती है कि we are having a lack of knowledge. We couldn't understand. जैसे as far as shares are concerned, we can't understand which share would be good for the purpose of investment, which share to choose for the purpose of investment, because there are thousands of companies, lakhs of companies for the purpose of investment. So the first, and again, if you want to invest in real estate or property market, you have to explore all the markets. if you want to invest in gem and jewelry, commodities, fine arts, since there are numerous choices available in the market, so again it creates the problem of knowledge, because you have to analyze all those options, you have to go through that options. So unless and until you have a proper knowledge of particular asset class, you cannot simply invest in that particular asset, that investment option. So the first problem which we face in the eve of these so many choices available in the investment market is the lack of knowledge. Second problem which we face, that is the time constraint. The word time constant means we are working professionals, we are doing job, yeah, we are doing some business, we are working somewhere, so we don't have time to explore the information about all the investment options. We don't have time, we have a limited time. So again there is a problem. We lack the knowledge, we lack the time also, because we are working somewhere, we are the professional, we are the businessman, we are having job, so we lack time also. Third, there is a simple concept of investment. If you want to, because investment means which gives you return over a period of time, and if anything is uncertain, that is the about the future, is if anything is uncertain, that is the future. Future is always uncertain, so we invest in the expectation of future returns, and future is uncertain. That is why it might happen, you might incur losses in your investment also. So there is a simple saying, if you divert, right?
Hello.
I think everyone has joined.
No, sir, everyone has not joined.
Yes,
We
yes,
have to wait for 5
they are joining. Yes.
minutes.
Yes, sir, something happened and just the screen vanished away.
Yes, yes, yes. They are joining very fast. No issues.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Some network issue was there. The link got disconnected.
I'm going to start.
Okay.
Yes, we said ke now with so many options, yes, we have three basic problems. One, we lack the knowledge because we don't have all the information about those asset class. Second is there is a time constant because we are working somewhere, we are doing the business. And the third and the most important thing is we have constant, we lack money. We have a limited amount of money. And why I'm saying this? There is a saying that diversification reduces the risk. The word risk means probable financial loss. Remember it, in the investment market, you can reduce the risk of loss only when you diversify your investment. जिसको बोलते हैं portfolio, we call it portfolio. When we diversify our portfolio, actually we are trying to reduce our risk. The reason being, if we are incurring losses in one investment option, by having gain in another option, we can compensate that loss. So diversify, there is a saying, and it is true since the civilization, that whenever there is a risk, because investment is all about the return in future, and future is always uncertain, so it might incur losses, and the only way to reduce the risk is the diversification. And as far as diversification is concerned, You know, for diversification, you need lots of money also. For example, if once suppose there are lakhs of shares, thousands of shares. If you will invest in one share, it might incur loss because there might be uncertainty with the company, there might be uncertainty with the business model, there might be uncertainty with the economic factors, external economic factors. So the only way is diversify your portfolio, diversify your investment in shares. You invest in more than one company. So what will happen? If in one company you will incur the loss, in another company you will gain, and that will compensate the loss also. But the problem with the diversification is the lack of money, limited amount of money, because we have a limited amount of money. Limited amount of money. सपोज आप लिमिटेड अमाउंट, सपोज आपने एचडीएफसी लिमिटेड का शेयर खरीदा, वो उसने 3000 का शेयर लिया, तो आफ्टर हैविंग आप कितने शेयर लेंगे? 1 शेयर, 2 शेयर, 3 शेयर. इफ यू वांट टू डाइवर्सिफाई, यू नीड thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees for the purpose of diversification. So reducing the risk can be done through diversification, and again there is a problem, we have a limited amount of money. Now the question is कि with these problems what is the solution? In सारी problems का solution क्या है? The solution is very much simple. You hire a full-time professional. आप एक full-time professional. Suppose I'm expert of the market. You contribute the money to me. आप वो सारा पैसा हमें hand over कर दीजिए and say, sir, on behalf of us, you invest in the market, and it full-time invest in the market. Then at one, just by taking this decision, you are solving all the problems, and that professional is called fund manager or asset management company. And this is the reason why we need mutual fund. See how by taking this decision you are actually solving all the problems. First problem was the lack of knowledge. Since you are hiring a full-time professional, professional means that person is the expert of market, that person is the expert of portfolio management, that person is expert of the products, and being the expert, being the professional, you don't worry because he has all the knowledge, he has all the information about the market, about the product, so don't worry. So the first problem is solved because you have hired a dedicated professional for you. So that is the first solution. First problem is solved. Second is the time constant, because you are working somewhere, you don't have time, you have your own business, you are doing the job, you don't have time. Since you have hired a full-time professional who will work for you, who will work on behalf of you, then again the problem is solved. The time problem is solved. And the third problem, you have a limited amount of money. Since so you all have contributed the money to that professional, pooled money to that professional. Again, the problem of limited amount of money is solved, because I don't know whether you know or not, in one there are most of the mutual fund schemes, and the pool of money in those schemes are thousands of crores of rupees. You can simply understand this thing. आपको कोई पार्टी करनी होती है, कोई फंक्शन करना होता है अपने यूनिवर्सिटी में, तो आप ज्यादा नहीं 100 200 रुपए कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं और वो thousands and लाखों में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. तो by having a cooperative fund, by contributing the money, by pooling the money and hand over that money to a professional, so that professional has now a pool of fund, a huge corpus. एक उसके पास huge corpus होता है, and that corpus, even there are some schemes of Reliance Mutual Fund which has more than 10,000 crore rupees as a pool of fund. Imagine if you have a thousands of crores of rupees, then is there any problem in diversification now? Now you can diversify as much as possible, and that is why the risk is reduced, because the only way to reduce the risk is to minimize the risk is diversification, and diversification can be done only when you have a sufficient corpus, if you have a substantial pool of money. So now see, as an individual, you lack the knowledge. As an individual, you don't have time, you have a limited amount of time, you have a time constant. As an individual, you have a limited amount of money. So and that is why you cannot explore the investment market nowadays available in India. Either it is a financial asset market or physical asset market. These are the problems, and the solution is simply you hire a full-time professional, and that full-time professional is known as fund manager. This is what mutual fund does. This is the reason why we need the mutual fund. So mutual fund means simply आप करते क्या है कि the mutual fund organization, what they do, see the functioning of mutual fund. So mutual fund organization means fund house. This is also known as fund house. Fund house. What mutual fund organization does, mutual fund organization launches mutual fund schemes, and in that mutual fund scheme, all the investors are here known as unit holders, contribute the money, and this pool of fund, this corpus which is contributed by the investors, contributed by the unit holders, are managed by a fund manager, and this fund manager takes the investment decision, and he invests that pool of, he or she invests that pool of fund into various investment options, and this is known as market portfolio. Now see, so what is the mechanism of mutual fund? Mutual fund is a simply pool of fund. Mutual fund organization or fund house launches various schemes, and in that particular scheme, unit holder or investors contribute the money. They create a pool of fund, and this pool of fund is thousands of crore, and this is managed by professional, market expert, portfolio manager, portfolio management expert, and that expert is known as fund manager or asset management company. The entire company is known as asset management company. The job of asset management company is managed to the pool of fund of that particular mutual fund scheme. Now this fund manager invests that money into the market as per the investment objective of every scheme has its own investment objective, and according to that investment objective, fund manager takes the decision and invests the pool of fund into the market and creates the market portfolio. Now see, this is how mutual fund works. So now every problem is solved. That is why mutual fund is so popular and very safe. Why we say investment in mutual fund is less risky. The reason being because a professional is there to manage your fund. You need not to worry about the market, because it is the professional who will invest on behalf of you. The fund manager invests into the market on behalf of unit holders. You need not to invest directly into the market. You are investing via fund manager into the market, and whatever return is generated through the market portfolio is passed on to the unit holders. जो भी रिटर्न होता है वो पास ऑन हो जाता है unit holders. So beneficiary owner, who is the beneficiary owner? It is the unit holders. So that is why investment in mutual fund is simple and safe. The reason being, it is the fund manager, it is the market professional who manages all this. You need not to worry, and there is no problem with the diversification. And since the AMC or fund manager is the full-time working professional, so there is no time constant. Again, there is no problem of the knowledge, because you don't have knowledge, because investing directly into the market requires lots of knowledge, lots of research, lots of information, which probably as an individual you people lack. And that is why you choose the route of mutual fund for the purpose of investing. Now see, as far as defining of mutual fund is concerned, how will you define the mutual fund? See, first you can say mutual fund is an indirect investment or indirect shares. The reason being, see, because you are not directly investing as an investor, you are not directly investing in the market. You are investing via mutual fund, via fund manager. So that is why you can define the mutual fund as an indirect investment, yeah, indirect share. Because ultimately, who is investing in the share? Suppose this investment is the shares of companies. Who is investing in the share? Not you. It is the fund manager. It is the AMC. It is the mutual fund scheme that is investing in the share. That is why in share market, mutual fund organizations are the big player, because ultimately they are investing. So you are not directly investing in the shares of company. It is the mutual fund organization. That is why mutual fund investment in mutual fund is termed as indirect investment, because you are not directly investing in the market. It is indirect share. And secondly, you see, mutual fund is simply a financial intermediary which mobilizes fund from investors, that is unit holders, and invest into the market as per investment objective. Every scheme, every mutual fund scheme has its defined investment objective, and the fund manager invests the money, pool of money into the market as per investment objective. And based on this investment objective, we have several categories of mutual fund schemes. As far as types of mutual fund scheme, this is based on this investment objective. So we will discuss that part in a later course of this session, because understand first defining the mutual. And third, you can say as far as legal status of mutual fund is concerned, it is registered as a trust under Indian Trust Act. So there is a third definition. And the fourth one, you can say mutual fund is a pool of fund managed by fund manager as per investment objective. Now I think the functioning of the organizational structure of mutual fund is very much clear to you. What is mutual fund and why we need the mutual fund? Because mutual fund is a financial intermediary. It is between the investor and the market. That is why it is a financial intermediary. And it is a pool of fund managed by fund manager. It is indirect investment. It is indirect share, because ultimately the investment decision is taken by the fund manager. I hope you have clearly understood what mutual fund is all about. Number one. Number two, why we need the mutual fund, why investment in mutual fund is safe. The reason being, you are taking the services of a professional who is expert of the market. The only demerit of mutual fund, investing through mutual fund, is because you have to bear the cost of the fund manager. You have to bear the operating cost of AMC, and that is known as fund management charges. The only demerit is investment in mutual fund route is you have to bear the fund management charges. Fund management charges. And this fund management charges, again, this is very negligible. This fund management charges is very negligible. The reason being, everyone is sharing that charge. It's the burden is not on a single investor, because there are lakhs of unit holders, crores of unit holders who are contributing the pool of fund. And since the fund management charges are regulated by SEBI, and SEBI has set a limit for fund management charges, it cannot be more than 7%. Normally it is 2%, but as per law, it cannot be more than 7%. Means if pool of fund is 100 rupees, the fund management charges, the maximum limit of fund management charges charged by the AMC or fund manager is 7%. Means if the investor have contributed rupees 100, the maximum fund management charge is 7. Means it is 93 rupees must go for purpose of investment in the market. So and the current practice is it has been seen fund management charges has never gone beyond 2%, because as much as the return the fund manager will give you, the more and more people will attract towards the scheme, more and more people will contribute into the fund, and the asset side, that is known as asset under management, the fund size will grow. And as far as fund size will grow, the fund manager has more flexibility to diversify their investment in order to reduce the risk and give you almost assured return, almost a definite return. Yeah, you can say minimum level of risk. So this is what mutual fund is all about. Now see, when we come to the types of, as I told you, the fund manager invests into the market as per investment objective. Now imagine, suppose we have three broad categories of mutual fund schemes. Mutual fund schemes. Three broad categories of mutual fund schemes. Now, one is the equity fund. Equity fund is also known as growth fund. As the name suggests, here investment is done in equity shares. Means the fund manager will invest in equity shares of companies. So equity fund means 80% fund, minimum 80% of pool of fund of corpus is invested into the shares of companies. Now you don't worry about which share, because it is the decision of the discretion of fund manager, and the fund manager is the expert of the market. He is the analyst. He or she is the analyst. That AMC is the very professional, and they try to give you the maximum return, because beneficiary owner is always the investors, the unit holders. And if the investors will give higher return, of course they will attracted toward this particular scheme, and they will invest more. The corpus will go up, and once the corpus will go up, it gives flexibility to the fund manager to more diversify, to more increase the turnover of the fund, so that it gives maximum return. Now, second is the debt fund. Debt fund is also known as income fund. Income fund, as the name suggests, investment is done in fixed income securities. What are the fixed income securities? Where the fund manager, the AMC, will get a fixed rate of return, that is the interest rate. And fixed income securities are what? Debentures, bonds, FDs, public deposit. So these are the fixed income securities. So if the investment objective of mutual fund scheme, if it is under the category of debt fund or income fund, it simply means your fund manager will invest your money into the debentures, bond, or fixed income security. Now the third one is, and why investment in mutual fund becomes so attractive? Because the fund manager has a substantial amount of pool of fund, crores of rupees, and the information automatically comes to that fund manager. The brokers, the bankers, everyone tries to get business from that fund manager. That's why the decision to take the decision for fund manager becomes very much easy, because information is easily available to that person, because everyone wants to take the business from that fund manager. As an individual, these things are not possible. That is why you choose the route of mutual fund, because you don't have time, you don't have unlimited amount of money, you have a very limited amount of money. And secondly, you are not a professional, you can't analyze the shares of the companies, debentures of the companies, the property, either it is financial asset or physical asset. You don't have sufficient knowledge, skill, analytical skill, tools, techniques to analyze, to choose the right investment option. That's why you outsource the services of fund manager. That is the mutual fund. Now, third one is the balance fund. The word balance fund means hybrid fund, means mix of debt and equity. Here in mutual fund schemes which are under the category of balance or hybrid fund, here the fund manager invests the pool of fund into the mix of debt and equity. The rule is minimum 40% either of the sector होना चाहिए. Means 40% debt में, 60% equity में, या 60% debt में, 40% equity में, या 50-50. But to be a balanced fund, to be a hybrid fund, 40% exposure in that particular segment is must. I think now based on these investment objectives, the fund managers take the decision about the investment into the market, and based on those decisions, those investment objectives, we have three broad categories of mutual fund schemes. One is the equity fund mutual fund scheme, second is the debt fund, and third is the balance fund. Now you can elaborate these things. When it comes to equity fund simply means the investment objective is to invest into the shares of companies. Here the fund manager is bound, if it is equity fund mutual fund scheme, fund manager is bound to invest in mutual fund scheme, invest in mutual fund schemes, invest in shares of companies, shares of companies. And again, there are different sub options available when you invest in shares of companies. You can invest across the companies, across the shares of companies, across the shares of companies. You can invest in a particular sector, in a particular sector. You might have some particular theme. So accordingly, your equity funds, equity based mutual fund schemes are again divided into various subcategories. When this is done, when your fund manager invests your money, your pool of fund across the sectors, across various sectors of shares of various sectors of companies, it is known as equity diversified mutual fund schemes. Equity diversified mutual fund schemes. And if your fund manager is investing in shares of companies of a particular sector only, it is known as sectoral fund. And if it is a theme based, for example, just I am giving you the example. For example, equity diversified mutual fund schemes. So SBI Magnum mutual fund scheme. So these are the schemes. This is the scheme launched by SBI Mutual Fund. So there are different fund houses, thousands of fund houses available in the market. SBI Mutual Fund, HDFC Mutual Fund, ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund. There are different fund houses, and they have launched several schemes across all the categories. So if it is a equity diversified mutual fund scheme under the subcategory, it means your fund manager is investing the money of the pooled money of that particular scheme across the shares of companies. If the fund manager investing in a shares of companies of a particular sector only, that is known as sectoral fund. For example, जैसे ICICI Technology Fund, So here the fund house is ICICI Prudential, and being technology fund means it is the sectoral fund, means the fund manager of this particular scheme will invest into the shares of technology companies dealing in technology only. For example, Tata Power Fund. So Tata Power Fund means here the fund manager is investing in a particular sector only. Theme based, just SBI Emerging Business Fund, Emerging Business Fund. Here the fund manager will invest into the shares of companies of those companies, into the shares of companies which are emerging into the market, which are new to the market, which have a greater valuation, which are growing very fast. So it is a theme based mutual fund scheme. So all these are the equity funds, but there are different subcategories within a particular category. For example, it might have an equity diversified mutual fund scheme, it might have a sectoral fund, it might have a theme-based fund. Similarly, in a debt fund, you have several subcategories. The fund manager can invest into the government bonds, government fixed income securities. We call that category is the gilt fund, gilt mutual fund, because gilt means government securities. A liquid fund means the fund manager is investing into the short-term debt instruments. So again, since fixed income securities market is very vast. It is very diversifying. There are various subcategories in the fixed income securities. Accordingly, there are various subcategories, sub-schemes within the debt fund. Similarly, with the balance fund, here the fund manager take the exposure of equity as well as the fixed income securities. मेरे कहने का मतलब the categories of mutual fund scheme depends upon the investment style, investment objective of that particular scheme. So it is equity fund if the fund manager. Now we are summarizing the things. And the other category is if the fund manager wants to take exposure in the physical asset, the fund manager can invest into the gold. A gold ETF is simply what? 1 unit. If you purchase, you will purchase 1 unit of gold ETF, means you are actually holding 1 gram gold, because here fund manager is investing the pooled up fund in the physical gold, actually that person. So if you want to invest in physical asset, the mutual fund route is exchange traded fund. So gold ETF, as the name suggests, the fund manager will invest your entire money into the physical gold, not the financial asset, in the physical asset. That is the physical gold. Here the physical asset is gold, physical gold. And having 1 unit, purchasing 1 unit of gold ETF means you are actually holding 1 gram of gold. So based on the investment options taken by the fund manager, you can categorize the mutual fund schemes. So mutual fund is, we are concluding the things, investing in mutual fund scheme means what? Investing in concept. Please remember, it is very much important. Whereas investing in shares means investing in asset of the companies. Please remember it very much. That is why, because mutual fund organization is launching a scheme and you are convinced with that scheme, and that is why you are contributing money, you are investing money into that particular scheme. It is the fund manager who is investing that money into the market, not you, not you. If it is an equity fund, it is the fund manager who will invest in share. Who will become the shareholder? Fund manager. The mutual fund house will become the shareholder, not you. You are only the beneficiary owner. So investing in mutual fund scheme means investing in concept. And whereas when you invest in share, you become the shareholder of the company. And being the shareholder of company, you become entitled for the residual asset. In case company is liquidated, company is wound up, company is closed, all the sale proceed of asset is distributed among the stakeholders. First the outside creditor, then the preference shareholder. The residual asset belongs to the equity shareholder. Means investing in share means you are actually investing into the asset. You become the owner of the residual asset of the companies. But investing in mutual fund means you are investing in the concept. It is the fund manager who on behalf of you is investing into the market. Because that is why sometimes we call mutual fund units as indirect shares. Mutual fund units को हम indirect shares बोलते हैं. This is a reason. That is why in stock market, if you will see, the major player is not the individual investor. It is the domestic investment institutions. And who are the domestic investment institutions? Mutual fund houses, insurance companies. So insurance companies also invest into the stock market. Mutual fund houses, mutual fund scheme, fund manager also into the market. So stock market is regulated through either foreign investment, foreign institutional investors, or domestic investment institutions. And domestic institutional investors means mutual fund houses, insurance companies. So mutual fund organization, it is who is, in case of mutual fund, who is the shareholder? It is the mutual fund house. It is the mutual fund scheme, the shareholder, not you. You are the beneficiary owner, because you are handing over the money. You are simply contributing the money. You are creating pool of money. So there is a difference between mutual fund, investment in mutual fund, and investment in share. Investment in mutual fund means investment, you are investing into the concept, whereas investment in shares means you are investing into the assets of the companies. I think you have clearly understood why the root of mutual fund is safe. The reason being you don't have to worry about, because you are hiring a full-time. As far as definition is concerned, you can say it's indirect investment. It's financial intermediary. Simply, it is a financial intermediary, because the job of mutual fund is to mobilize the fund from unit holder to the market. You are not directly investing into the market. You are investing via mutual fund. So I have tried my best to, because these are the problems which as an individual you face, and the solution is, that's why there is lots of ad about mutual fund. And why we say investment in mutual fund is subject to market risk. The reason being, ultimately that money goes into the market. That is the investment option. And if something is going into the investment market, and market is always uncertain, so it is the fund manager who will also incur the losses, who will also face the losses of the market slowdown. But the risk is low as compared to you as an individual. The simple reason is fund manager has flexibility to diversify their investment and thereby reducing their risk. Whereas as an individual, you don't have that flexibility, because you have a limited amount of money. That is, you have a money constraint. So otherwise, it is same like you are investing via mutual fund schemes. So as far as legal status of mutual fund is concerned, it is a trust. It is neither company, nothing. It is not registered under Indian Companies Act. It is registered under Indian Trust Act. That's why investors are the beneficiary owner. There could be no vested interest of the mutual fund house. They are providing the services, and for that they are charging the fees, that is known as fund management charges, and that is again regulated by the SEBI, and which is very low, that is only 7%. Maximum rate, though practice is only 2%. And it is the pool of fund, that is the investment. If any, now I am stopping. If any query, if you want to have, you may ask. Ma'am, are you there, Meenakshi ma'am?
Yes, sir.
If anyone, if want to ask anything, they can unmute themselves and ask, because the session will be closed now. Anyone? Where is the Meenakshi ma'am? Ma'am, nahi kya? Now on the video, those who are, because
sir, no problem. We can rejoin. We can rejoin also.
Achha. If anyone asks, if anyone has any query, because mutual fund investment is very simple, and if you have any query, you can unmute yourself and then you can ask the question. Because
so there is an IP of UTI AMC. IP of UTI AMC.
First, sir, remember two things. First is, I would like to clear, 1 minute. I'm just giving you a clear idea. First, AMC must be a private limited company. It cannot be a public limited company, so that the fund manager cannot invest in its own share, in the company of its own share. Yes.
Hello, Akash.
Yes.
Sir, wait for 1 minute. Student will rejoin.
Yes. Yes. I'm waiting.
I request all of you to have questions. If you have any kind of confusion or query related to
I'm
the
just
market
first I'm
or
replying that. Yes. First I'm giving the
Akash,
answer. First I'm giving the answer of the question asked by the participant. AMC must be a private limited company.
Akash.
Must be a private limited company. Private limited company. Only public limited company can issue the share. Can issue the shares. Now, all the mutual fund organizations are regulated under the Mutual Fund Regulation Act. Mutual Fund Regulation Act 1996. 1996. So all the mutual fund industry is regulated under the provisions of Mutual Fund Regulation Act 1996. So AMC must be a private limited company. The reason being, AMC is also known as fund manager. It's the fund manager. The reason being, so that fund manager cannot invest its own shares of its own company. So AMC must be a private limited company. It doesn't have its shares in the market. It doesn't have its shares in the market. It is the sponsor who contribute capital to this organization. For example, suppose SBI Mutual Fund. So SBI Mutual Fund is the fund house, and SBI Asset Management Company is the AMC. SBI Asset Management Company is the AMC. And being asset management company, it must be a private limited company. It's a private limited company, so it doesn't have its own share. Means the reason being, so that the fund manager, because it is the fund manager, so it cannot invest in its own share, except UTI. Your question is very much relevant because it is related to UTI. UTI is not governed through the Mutual Fund Regulation Act. So voluntarily, because UTI is established through passing act in Parliament in 1964. That is known as UTI Act 1964. And the first scheme launched by UTI was the first scheme launched by UTI was established by passing act in Parliament, that is known as UTI Act in 1964, and the first scheme launched by UTI was US 64. It is the first, India's first and the largest, and still it is the largest mutual fund house of India, public sector mutual fund house of India. Sector mutual fund house of India. This is the only mutual fund house in India which is not governed through the provisions of Mutual Fund Regulation Act 1998. It has its own act passed in Parliament, that is UTI Act 1964. And the first scheme launched by was the US 64. What happened in 1964? There was a crisis in the stock market. The stock market में सारे लोग shares बेचने के लिए तैयार थे, खरीदने के लिए कोई नहीं तैयार था. So central government, being the custodian of interest of people of India, has established the UTI and launched its first scheme US 64. And the job of US 64 was to purchase those shares from the market for which there is no buyer in the market. So in 1964 में there was a crisis in the stock market. Stock market हमारा illiquid हो गया था, जिसके कारण कि कोई भी बेचने के लिए तो लोग थे लेकिन खरीदने को कोई तैयार नहीं था. तो अगर कोई मार्केट ऐसी हो जहां पे सफिशिएंट नंबर ऑफ सेलर तो बायर ना हो या बायर हो सेलर ना हो, तो ऐसी मार्केट को बोलते हैं इलिक्विड मार्केट, बिकॉज दैट विल स्टार्ट फंक्शनिंग, दैट विल स्टार्ट वर्किंग. तो मार्केट को फंक्शनल करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने इंटरवीन किया और पहला स्कीम लॉन्च किया US 64. और इसी का स्कैम भी बाद में हुआ था, US 64 स्कैम नाम से मशहूर हुआ. But the job of US 64 was to purchase those shares for which there are no buyer. So first thing, except UTI. When we say mutual fund houses, except UTI, because UTI is voluntarily later on, UTI has adopted the provisions of SEBI Regulation 1996, Mutual Fund Regulation 1996. So voluntarily they have adopted, but they are not legally bound to adopt because they have their own provisions. Now, the schemes of mutual, there are several schemes of mutual fund schemes, various schemes. There are various mutual fund schemes. Now, all these schemes, every scheme is managed by some professional, and that professional is known as AMC. AMC, asset management company. This is also known as fund manager. Fund manager. Now, since UTI is established through passing its own, it has own in-house AMC, asset management. So that is why it can issue, if you are saying that it is coming out with the IPO in the market, so it can, because it's a separate case. UTI is a separate case, and UTI asset management company, if they have converted, yeah, they are lost their provisions permit, so they can bring the shares into the market. But remember it, asset management company must be a private limited company, and therefore it cannot have its own share in the market. Only public limited company can issue the shares. The logic, the reason behind, so that mutual fund the fund manager cannot invest in its own shares, the shares of its own company. Any other question?
Any other question? Any other question?
But remember it, mutual investment in mutual fund is always indirect investment, because you are investing via the fund manager, via the AMC.
So can I have one question?
Yes, sure.
So what are the career option available to students in mutual fund?
Very good. Now see, almost आज की डेट में all the banks, all the broking houses, all the investment advisors, when I am saying investment advisors, SEBI registered, and they are the institutions. They all have business of being mutual fund distributor. They are all engaged in mutual fund distribution, marketing and selling. जितने भी banks हैं, they all became the e-brokers also. E-brokers, जैसे State Bank of India has its division SBI Securities, ICICI Bank has ICICI Securities, SDFC has SDFC Securities. All of them became the e-broker. All the broking houses, जैसे Carvey Stock Broking Limited, Ventura Stock Broking Limited, all the broking houses, Sher Khan, all the Motilal Oswal, all the investment advisors, SEBI registered investors, they all are in the business of mutual fund distribution, marketing and selling business. And as per SEBI guidelines, before being into any kind of activity of mutual fund, either you want to become a distribution in the business of distribution, marketing or selling, or being an employee, you are engaged in the activity of distribution, marketing or selling, you must be SEBI certified person. So you must have mutual fund distributors certification. If you have issued by the NISM. NISM means National Institute of Securities Market. This is the education wing of Securities and Exchange Board of India, and you can engage in the business of distribution, marketing, selling. You can become the distribution only when you have the certification of mutual fund distributors market, mutual fund distribution module certification. If you have this certification, only then issued by NISM, not NCFM. Remember it. Now NCFM has no value. If you have certification from the National Stock Exchange, that is known as NSE certification in financial market. So that certification carries no value. You must have certification from NISM. NISM means National Institute of Securities Market. This is the education wing of, it is the education wing of SEBI. And you know that SEBI is the regulator of entire capital market, including the mutual fund business, mutual fund market. So you must have the certification from NISM, that is the Mutual Fund Distributor Module certification. If you have this certificate, only then you are eligible, only then you can carry out any job, any activity, any business related to distribution, marketing and selling of business. So again, if you have this certification, if you have a sufficient knowledge of mutual fund, you can become an independent distribution. आप MFI का कोड ले सकते हैं, Association of Mutual Fund of India. For example, I am a mutual fund advisor also, so I have MFI code, and I am an independent mutual fund distributor also. So, and for that you can charge the commission or brokerage, which is given by the company itself. So, the banks may employ you because you already have certificate. So there is attraction, because bank can engage you in the marketing, distribution and selling of all the broking houses. Can engage you, can give you the job based on. So apart from your BBA, MBA or BCom, you can also have your NISM certification, mutual fund distribution module, and having that module coupled with your own degree, that is MBA, BBA, BCom, you can look for the jobs in banks, broking houses, or the independent investment advisors who are also the distributor, because almost all of them do the insurance, bank, mutual fund business. And they can employ only that person who are certified. So what happens if you are not certified? It is the company, it is the bank who is sponsored, but certification is mandatory. It is made mandatory by the SEBI to engage in business, to have a certification. Anything else? So it creates lots of opportunity. And secondly, being expert of mutual fund schemes, because there are lakhs of schemes under various categories, subcategories. So a clear understanding, because you are आप अपना पैसा किसी और को hand over कर रहे हैं, तो you must understand what is the portfolio maintained by the fund manager, because analyzing the portfolio of the fund manager, analyzing the past track of experience of the fund manager is very much important, because ultimately it is the fund manager who will invest on behalf of you, not you. So that's why there are lots of job opportunities. Anything else?
Okay, I think we should end our session here, sir. Right?
Sir, we can say electronic gold a financial asset.
Yes. What are here? Pardon?
Electronic gold as a financial asset. Electronic gold.
Yes. Actually, gold ETF. Electronic gold means having the demat. Exchange traded fund means you can have in a demat format. So you are. I think you are asking about the gold ETF in demat form.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Gold ETF is simply physical, investing in the physical asset. Here, physical asset is the gold itself. In ETF, exchange, the abbreviation of ETF is exchange traded fund. Gold ETF simply means fund manager will actually buy gold on behalf of you. Having a physical gold has lots of problem with you. If you have gold in your house, there uski chori ka dar hai. There might be. Secondly, if the value deteriorates, if you put that gold into the locker, you have to pay the rental charges. The safest way of investing into the physical gold is you just purchase a gold ETF. Gold ETF, 1 unit, if you are purchasing 1 unit of gold ETF, means actually you are holding 1 gram of gold. Your fund manager actually, in all other cases, in case of financial assets, your fund manager invests into the financial investment options like shares, debenture, bonds, etc., according to investment object. But in case of gold ETF, your fund manager invests not in the share. There is a difference between gold fund and gold ETF. Please remember, gold fund means it is one of the category of the equity fund, because gold fund means your fund manager is investing into it is a sectoral fund. Your fund manager is investing into the companies, shares of companies dealing in gold. Dealing in gold means either they have showroom of the gold, they are in the trading of the gold, buying and selling of the gold, either they are in the gold mining business. Matlab, gold ETF means your fund manager is investing into shares of companies dealing into the gold. But gold ETF means your fund manager is investing your money into the physical gold. That's why you get the advantage of physical gold. If you want to have a physical gold in your portfolio, you can go for gold ETF, because having physical gold with yourself, sir, in the trading process, do we need broker? No. For a mutual fund trading, I told you there is no need to have a broker also, because broker is required for the purchase of those shares listed in the stock exchange only. And it is the it is the fund manager who takes the services of the broker, because you are not investing into the market. Remember it, I again told you, I told you several times, investment in mutual fund means you are investing into the concept. Mutual fund house has issued a scheme, you are convinced with the objective of the scheme where your fund will get invested, and by convincing in the objective of the scheme, you are simply contributing money to the mutual fund house in that particular scheme. Investment is actually done by the fund manager into the market. So it is the fund manager who will need the services of the broker. That's why all the brokers are, all the mutual fund managers are surrounded by so many brokers. Because if they get a business of 5% only from one fund house, it means they are getting crores of business. The brokers, the services of broker is required by the fund manager, not you, because you are not investing into the stock exchange. You are not investing in through the stock market. Due to yes, in this actually you can see the COVID as a risk perception, a great risk perception in the near future, and there is no shortcut, because you never confuse. You can invest directly into the market. I have explained you all the asset class available for the investment. For the financial assets, you have all the financial assets. For physical assets, you have a different choices. And by investing through mutual fund is simply you are hiring the service of the fund manager. You are investing via the fund manager. You are investing via mutual fund. So it means what? The market is same. Either you are as an individual you invest, or you invest through the fund manager. The market is same. So there is no big difference. One thing can be done, since because of COVID, there is a lots of uncertainty about the future, the economy of the future, the market. So you can move, if you are a direct investor, you can move your portfolio more towards the fixed income securities, because that is the guaranteed return, like FD, debenture, bonds, rather than the share, because everything is uncertain. So shares might get incur into huge losses. Same with the fund manager. Fund manager, if it is a balanced fund, then the fund manager converts that purpose, that portfolio from equity to debt. But if it is a equity fund, the fund manager too is bound. That's why in today's scenario, when the stock market crashes, it is all the equity fund, mutual fund, and the price at which mutual fund schemes are bought and sold is known as NAV. That is net asset value. Net asset value is nothing but market value of all the investment. I'm just simply explaining in one line what is the net asset value. एक second, just give me 1 minute. Because all the equity mutual fund schemes are bought and sold at NAV, at the rate of NAV, net asset value. And see, these are the market portfolio. So, and the market portfolio, the value of market portfolio goes up. So, and this keeps on changing every minute and second. What is the investment done by the fund manager? So market value of portfolio divided by number of units minus liabilities. Market value of portfolio minus liability divided by number of units, mutual fund units. This is known as NAV, net asset value. So all the mutual funds are bought, mutual fund units are bought and sold at prevailing NAV. This is declared on every day after 3 p.m. So ultimately your money, if you are taking a equity fund, you don't have any option. If you are investing directly, again you are incurring the loss because market is slow down, stock market is crashing, the share prices are going down. If you are investing through the mutual fund, again the loss will be there because it's overall scenario, because it's a macro factor. It is applicable across all the sector. COVID has affected all the sectors irrespective of their business. So of course the shares are from sectors of that companies, so it will also go down. That is why the NAVs are also going by the equity sale. But the only difference is, as an individual, you might have incurred huge losses, and the fund manager has a clear key. Suppose in COVID, pharma sector has not very much gone down. FMCG, essential goods shares, companies, shares of companies has not very much gone down. So he will increase the turnover. He will invest. He will liquidate the shares from real estate or from hospitality sector and invest into the pharma sector to safeguard your money. So he will keeps on changing the portfolio accordingly as market situation changes. So the degree of risk minimizes or reduces, but it cannot be eliminated. Remember it. That is why it is always said investment in mutual fund is subject to market risk. Or read carefully. बहुत तेजी से टीवी में न्यूज आती है. Read carefully the offer document या key memorandum before investing into the mutual fund also, because the money is also going to into the same market, which as an individual directly you can invest. Anything else?
Sir, there's one more question.
Yes. Yes, Sunny.
The question is written in the chat box.
Okay. I'm actually looking at the chat. Yes, even company has started to create some schemes, but yet they had not came with some concrete schemes like SBI mutual fund, Kotak mutual fund. Yes, because across all the sector the industry is affected. But as I'm concerned, as far as my information is concerned, there is no specific COVID based mutual fund scheme recently launched by any mutual fund house. So if I will come to know, I will let you.
Sir, one more question is there. Better to invest in mutual funds?
Yes.
Is it better to invest in?
Yes. I'm saying this is the right time to invest it through the mutual fund. The reason being, in case the market scenario bounce back, because the headache is taken by the fund manager. Ultimately, अगर नुकसान होता है तो fund manager जो AMC है उसकी दुकान बंद होगी. आपसे ज़्यादा तो वो परेशान हो रहा है, because you will invest into mutual fund scheme if it is giving a sufficient return to you, satisfactory return to you, and therefore they will try their best. It is their business to give you the maximum return. Once the corpus will increase, the pool of fund will increase, only then they will get the fund management charges, because fund management charges is nothing but percentage of the corpus. So when the corpus will increase, when there will be more attraction towards the scheme, whenever there will be more attraction towards the scheme, whenever they will give the more return, more and more people will invest into that scheme. When the corpus will go up, their amount of fund management charges will go up, and they will meet their operating costs, because their fund management charges are their bread and butter, their livelihood. So how can they lose their life? So, and they are the professionals, so they will try their best. Still, rather than directly you invest into the market, you simply right time. Nowadays, I can say you go for the balance fund, or you go for some mix of debt and equity. No, if you are taking one scheme from the equity fund, then take another scheme from the debt fund, so that if the market further goes down, there is a crash in the, because uncertainty is still there across the globe, even including in India. So if it goes down, So if you will invest in a balance fund or debt fund also, so at least that will act as a cushion to you for losing money in your equity funds. But still it is better because it is professionally managed, and the investment in mutual fund is safe. The reason being, there are lots of players involved in the functioning of mutual fund. One is the sponsor who create the trust, and being trust, they don't have their own vested interest. Second is AMC, the investment documents is kept by custodian. So there are custodian, there are transfer agent, there are sponsors, there are AMC. Lots of companies are involved in the business of management. Though NBFC is risky, investment in non-banking finance companies is risky because they invite the public deposit and all the asset is held by the NBFC itself, not the custodian. Here in mutual fund, AMC has no right to have the investment documents. AMC is only the service provider against the charges of fund management charges. It is the custodian who keeps the record of all the investment documents. So everything is safe. And in non-banking finance company, everything is kept by, it is the non-banking finance company who keep the pool of fund. It is the non-banking finance company who take the investment decision. It is the non-banking finance company who has the custodian of assets also. इसीलिए वो रातों रात बेच के भाग जाते हैं और लोगों का काफी नुकसान हो जाता है. वो भी स्कीम लेके आते हैं. Non-banking finance company also come with several schemes, but their risk is very much high. The reason being they are not registered, there is no regulator at all, and because non-banking finance company comes under the regulation of RBI, not the SEBI. And secondly, they have assets, so they can vanish overnight, they can run away overnight with the asset, with the money, and you have no option except to go for police to lodge an FIR or go for a court. There is any predefined return within the mutual fund scheme? Yes. In a debt fund, you can assure it is the return is more than the saving account FD, because the option with you is the bank account where you keep your money, idle money. In banks, either in saving account, you get 2 to 3% return. In FD, you get 6 to 7%, 5 to 6% return. But yes, in case of debt mutual fund, means fixed income securities based mutual fund, you can get higher return than the FD. So it's an alternative, a strong alternative for having money in FD. And the second best part is when you invest into debt fund, it is open-ended fund. Again, there are two categories of schemes: open-ended schemes and closed-ended. Closed-ended has a lock-in period. 99% of mutual fund schemes are open-ended. The word open-ended means anytime you can enter and anytime you can exit. Within 24 hours, you get your money back. It is highly liquid asset. So yes, if you have your idle money into FD rather than put your money into the debt fund, it will give you the more return as compared to FD. Secondly, it has highest liquidity because in FD your money is blocked for that particular period of time. But in case of debt fund, within 24 hours you get your money back. So it's highly liquid. Yes, there is a minimum predefined return. It is you can say bank FD is the benchmark. The return is higher than the bank FD in case of debt fund. But you cannot say in equity there is uncertainty. But as a direct investor, you can lose the money, you can gain the money. But I have seen since past 10 years the equity diversified mutual fund schemes, equity based. Because they have invested the equity shares across the sectors, companies of across the sector, and they have given a minimum return of 13 to 14%. So though it's not guaranteed, but the general return, historical return is more than 12% in equity-based mutual fund scheme. And it is better to go through via mutual. If you are intended to invest into the equity share, invest through the equity funds of mutual fund scheme, equity-based mutual fund schemes. Yes, can be buy and sell mutual fund unit. No, this is not like that. In shares, you have a market watch window. The shares are listed into the market. You hire a broker, you open the demat account, you open a trading account, and then you trade. In mutual fund units, you can buy and sell, but not like shares. You do not require the demat account. You do not require the trading account with the broker. You simply have a account You simply fill up the form, online investing is also there. And yes, for exchange traded fund, the mechanism is same like shares. You can buy and sell, and you can keep your exchange traded mutual fund schemes can be kept in Demat account also. But as far as mutual fund units are concerned, they are bought and sold based on the net asset value declared daily on evening. तो अगर आप 3 बजे से पहले आप परचेस करते हैं म्यूचुअल फंड यूनिट्स को, 3 बजे से पहले लास्ट डे का जो NAV होगा वो अप्लाई होगा. इफ यू आर लॉग इन, इफ यू आर सेलिंग, रिडेम्पशन रिक्वेस्ट आप डाल रहे हो 3 बजे के बाद, तो उस दिन जो NAV डिक्लेयर होगा वो आपके लिए अप्लाई होगा. हाउ विल आई बी टैक्स्ड? Yes, it's a very good question. If you are investing into the equity mutual fund schemes, it is in the hand of recipient, it is tax free. In the hand of recipient, it is tax free. Because it is the mutual fund organization who pays the tax. It is the AMC who pays the tax. And all the dividend paid by the mutual fund scheme is tax free in the hand of recipient. Because the dividend is, TDS is already deducted by the company. And you get whatever dividend in mutual fund schemes is tax-free. Investment in equity-based mutual fund scheme is again tax-free because the tax liability is borne by the fund house. That is the fund man. A good application for that, sir. Yes, Paytm is a payment mechanism, only a payment mechanism. How will you pay that? So you have to register. The entire financial market works through banking system. This is number one. Second, for any financial product, not only mutual fund, you have to register your bank account. It could be the Paytm, it could be any other, या bank account, आपका online banking system हो सकता है. But the option which you will register, the account which you will register, you can buy and sell only with that account only, and not with other. Even your other bank account cannot be used for buying and selling. First, you have to register. You have to map your account with the purchase and sell, and then the transaction is done with that account only. Which one is better, the trading one or stock? I couldn't understand your question. Which one is better, the trading one or stock? Because stock trading requires engagement of the broker. You have trading account, Demat account, bank account, and all three are interlinked with each other. And you are investing, as I told you, investing in share means investing in the companies. You become the shareholder of the company. You become the part owner of the company. Whereas in case of mutual fund, it's simply investment option. You simply fill up the form, you online from any bank site, from any broking houses, you can purchase from any distributor, you can purchase the mutual fund scheme. Just pay the money and you get the mutual fund, and you can sell anytime, because nowadays all the mutual funds are mostly on open-ended mutual fund scheme. Anytime you can purchase and sell. So it is not just like shares, but yes, you can buy and sell on a daily basis. But there is no point in having it. Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
I think we should end our session here. Okay. So on behalf of RRB Global University, we would like to thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and sharing your valuable insights about the mutual fund topic. Thank you, sir, once again. And we all have enjoyed our session, and you have answered very well about the queries raised by the students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So